Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Erin, and today we have the next update for Deck of Panning. So this project was created and continues to be hosted by Emily from Emily and Max. I always do have her link down below, along with the game board, spreadsheet, rules, everything that's down there. And I typically do also put her intro video down in my description box as well, so you guys can see the full rules through her video. But the premise of this project is that we have a deck of cards and we have a game board and we randomize cards out of our deck. Now, Emily does shuffle the game board also, so I could technically get two of the same cards back to back and they would be different prompts as long as they were numbered cards. But we will get into that. I will show you guys the game board. I actually just took screenshots of the game board, so I have not actually seen it myself. So this will be super exciting. And the entire time that I'm sitting here, I'm feeling like I have to sneeze. So I feel like my eyes are watering. I feel like my nose is twitching. Ugh, it is just one of those allergy days. The vehicles are yellow-green with pollen right now. We are just going through it right now in Florida with the pollen. But let me go ahead and get everything set up. I do have two rollouts for this update, which that shocked the crap out of me because I was not expecting it. So we will go through what my two rollouts are, which means that we are rolling in two new cards. So let's get excited for that. Let me get everything set up and we will get into my next update for Deck of Panning. So before I started filming, I checked to make sure I didn't have any lipstick on my teeth, which then made me think of the ATEEZ song Ice on My Teeth, which I actually don't like that song, but now that song is stuck in my head, so I just have the Ice on My Teeth, Ice on My Teeth. That's all I know of that song. I don't know the rest of it. I do like some other ATEEZ songs, but just not that one. Bless it. That is what I'm stuck with in my head today. But I am scrolling through my little cards here because I want to show you guys my two items that I am rolling out. So, like I said, I have two rollouts. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 items that are staying in, and I'm going to be pulling in two cards. Now, we all know that last month, BB-8 made an appearance. So usually I go through the deck and I show you guys where he was at, but he popped his little head up this past update. So we are going to shuffle him in there real quick. And I love you guys' comments. Some of you guys were like, I thought you were supposed to take the Joker out after you shuffled. Like, kind of like, don't worry. Don't ever pull the Joker. Just take it out of your deck. But I'm going to play with the one Joker in my deck. But let's look at my first rollout. And this one was for a Jack of Clubs, which is a mainstream product. In my deck of cards, my Jack of Clubs is Kylo Ren because I do have Star Wars cards. And so to kind of keep the family together, I went ahead and I pulled my Pat McGrath Sith Seduction palette, which is the Darth Vader palette. It's an all shimmer palette, but this is what the colors look like on the inside, and my goal was no pan left behind on this 5-pan. Last update, I only had the blue used, and I needed to use the rest of these, so I was able to hit that goal, and I did do a no pan left behind on the Darth Vader Pat McGrath Sith Seduction palette, so this one is a rollout. Let me scroll down to my next item. This one, I had no idea that this was coming. No idea that this was going to happen. But last month, I did pull an 8 of spades, which was hit a pan. And I rolled in another blush that had a really nice divot in it, and it was my ColourPop and Kathleen Lights. Like, everything is rubbed off. This thing is old. But the ColourPop and Kathleen Lights, I Need Space, because I love this blush. It's so beautiful. And I was like, oh, you know, this will be in for a couple months. I'll use it like maybe 5 times a month. I'll try to get pan on it. I hit pan on this thing in 2 uses. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful pan as Jane is walking around. I don't know if he's uncomfortable today or what, but he is just kind of all over the place. But 2 uses, hit pan on this sucker. I do have this on my cheeks today, so I hit pan on this a couple weeks ago. Like I said, I used it twice after doing my filming. Then I hit pan on it, and then I just kind of like was like, okay, cool, I hit goal in it. So I decided to pull it back out today. I do have this on my cheeks today. It is a beautiful shade. So love that I have another blush in my collection that has a pan on it, and a pan also that I was not expecting. So those are our two rollouts. Let me scroll back up because I do have some long haul items in here. So my first one, this one has been in since the very beginning of the year, and this one was rolled in for a 8 of clubs, and this was literally the prompt in it for the long haul. So this thing's going to be in forever. But this is my Fenty Beauty Eavesdrop Skin Tint. I finally know the entire name of this thing by heart. So that is what this is. I can't make marks on the back anymore just because it's so hard to shine a light through this. But what I can say, I have my little book here. Since the beginning of the year, I have now used this skin tint 14 times, and something that I ended up doing also was that I took some of this skin tint and I put it into my Tier cushion foundation because I was just trying to get everything that I could out of the cushion, and I actually kind of like mixing my foundations in the cushion and then like bouncing out of the cushion. I don't know if I'd want to like buy like a brand new cushion foundation component without any product in it and then fill it with my own product, or probably what would be best is if I actually just mixed my products every day. That would be like the most hygienic. But I did mix some of this in with my Tier foundation in the cushion, so that's how I have been getting some use out of this as well. But this is in for the rest of the year. It is still, I mean, I would guess it's still pretty high up in there because I've only used this the 14 times. So that is my in it for the long haul. Everything else, maybe, I've had in since only last update. Yes, everything else I have had in since last update, so I will just go in the order that they're on my graphics. So the next card that I drew last month was the 9 of Diamonds, and that was for a non-makeup item. So I did pick one of my Paula's Choice toners. This is the Calm Nourishing Milky Toner, and for all skin types. And I originally had put a goal for myself to finish this, but I'm like, Erin, this is your like usage and like rollover project, so like don't put everything into finish. So I decided to just say halfway. So at the beginning, or like at the 18th or 19th of March, I was up here and I marked that that was halfway. And this is where we are now. So I would say maybe another update or two, depending on how many times I can do my skincare between now and when I film the next update. But definitely I am using this. This is a very beautiful product. Again, it's just a milky toner, so it just adds a little bit more hydration. I got it on clearance at a TJ Maxx, so I am happy to be using that. And then I did roll in for the King of Diamonds. That is a No Pan Left Behind prompt, which I love having a No Pan Left Behind in here anyway. But I did like decide to take the palette Fates into my own hands, and I rolled in my Lethal Cosmetic Wildflower palette because this is very springy, very Easter. Actually, tomorrow is Easter, and tomorrow is the day that I'm uploading this. So happy Easter to anybody who celebrates. But this is the palette that I have on my eyes today. I have this shade down here as my main shade on my lids. It looks purple to you guys, but it looks like pink to me. So that's why it's kind of wild. And then I do, like, it came off blue on the eyelids. So I love these shifts in these shimmers in this palette. Is absolutely stunning. So I actually have the dark purple in my crease. I have this shade and I blend it out with this shade. And those 3 shades is what's making up my look today. So, but with this palette, let me look in my book. I do have 3 shades left to use, and they're all shimmers. So I have the blue shimmer, the green shimmer, and then this pink shimmer. I have those 3 to use still, so I still need to do a couple more eye looks with this one before I can roll it out. But I am glad to have that one in for the spring season, and again, take that power back into my own hands. And that brings us, my friends, to the Joker item. So I have the Jokers in my deck are droids, and so I pick BB-8 to be my one Joker that's in my deck. And that is for a prompt that's like, are you joking? Like, you don't want to pan it, or it's a difficult goal or something, or like you've been hanging on to it because it's a luxury item and you don't want to use it, but you already spent your money on it. So there's a lot of different interpretations that you can have for the Joker prompt, but I picked something that was kind of difficult to do. And I rolled in my e.l.f. Halo Glow liquid filter, but in tan. So obviously this is not my color, but I do like using this to darken up some of my foundations. I also like, I've actually been doing this where I will put like a couple pumps of lotion in my hand and then a couple dip-ins of this, and I'll just like have like a tanning lotion, and I'll just rub it all over to make my chest match my neck and my face. That's the way I've been really enjoying this. I don't know if I can necessarily make a new mark. The line on here is very close. Let's see if it'll focus. There we go. The line is very close to where I put it originally, even though I have used this a few times. Let me look in my book. I've used this at least in April, because that's when my colors changed over. But in April, I used it 7 times already. So that is where it's like, I'm using this, but I don't know if the rate of me using it is going to show until we get further on. But I mean, my goal is to finish this. And all of this progress up to this point took 14 months. So we shall see. But this will just be a product that is hanging out in this project. We will see how things are going. Hopefully I've been posting up things like little graphics up on the screen as well to kind of show weight differences and stuff like that. But we're going to be rolling into now pulling our new cards. So like I said, I have my deck of cards, which I have the screen pulled up over my monitor, so that doesn't help me at all. Now I can actually see myself. Good times, Aaron. Stop chatting with your friends online while you're trying to film. But I have these beautiful Star Wars cards with this beautiful gold foil, and I'm going to go ahead and look at what our game boards look like. So of course, like I said, the aces and the face cards never change. Those stay the same the entire year. Now, Emily does shift those around every year, so these are different prompts for the face cards than were in there last year. But we do have like pick up 2, baby goal, focus, mainstream. We used to have the get out of jail free card in here, but I think that's just in the regular prompts now, or a veto card. So we will have to see how that goes. But they do have the pick your space prompt, which the pick your space, you have to stay within the suit of the queen that you picked, basically. But looking at the other game board, let's see, affordable, favorite brand, easy peasy, chopping block, color, newest, wild card, out of your hands, glittery, graveyard, influence, copycat. So we have some fun little prompts in there. So I am going to shuffle one more time. And then I split the deck on camera with you guys, and then I pick the first 2 that are up top. So we split the deck. Whatever may come on these first 2 cards, this is what we're doing. So, and you guys see the cards before I do. We have the 4 of spades, which is going to be out of your hands. So that means I think I have to phone a friend. So we'll see. And then the next card is going to be the 7 of clubs, so we avoided BB-8 because I got way too cocky about that. And that is a cream or liquid product. Okay, so I think, like I said, out of your hands, I think that is where I need somebody to pick. So let me ask one of my friends who I'm chatting with, let me ask them to pick something, and then I have a cream or liquid product. Okay, let me work on that. All right, so I am back. And I only had 2 prompts and products to pick, so this worked out well. But our first item that we picked was 4 of spades, which is out of your hands. So I'm actually chatting with Andy right now, and I sent her 2 palettes and I said, pick which one. And she was like, deck of panning, ... So I do have the Cosmic Beauty Muse palette, and then I do have a single shadow palette here. This one has ColourPop, Sydney Grace, and Makeup Geek in it. So this is the color story of this palette, and this is the color story of Muse. And I have to make sure, you know, left or right. So she picked right, so that means that she picked this palette here, which has my single shades in it. Which, Andy, I'm a little bit disappointed because maybe Muse would be great for the springtime, but it's okay. So that means that I'm going to be rolling in my single shades from Sydney Grace, Makeup Geek, and ColourPop in this palette for a No Pan Left Behind prompt for my Out of Your Hands category. And then the other one was the 7 of Clubs. Wow, brain. Good job. And that was a cream or liquid product. And so I'm going to pull in a perfume. So this is the Viktor & Rolf Flower Bomb Ruby Orchid. This is not my favorite of the Viktor & Rolf fragrances, but I do have this little travel size, and that is how much I have left in there. So I actually have been keeping this in here and using it more as a room spray, but I mean, and actually now that I'm not working from home anymore, my office doesn't even smell nice. But I will figure out a way to use this. So I want to use this up to completion. I do want to get some of my mini fragrances that are not my favorite kind of like rolled out and used as room sprays. So I will see what I can do with this one, but I did put my little mark on there, and we'll see what I can do between the next couple updates. And I'm totally cool with giving myself some prompts that are maybe a little bit easier because I will take some wins right now. But that is my entire update for Deck of Panning. I have a lot of long haul products in here, but super excited to hit pan on that blush. Very excited, very surprising, but I'm happy to have it. But otherwise, we have our new products, we have our new palettes, and so that's where we're at. But I need to take pictures, do my graphics, edit this, and get it uploaded for you guys tomorrow. So we will definitely see how that goes tonight with my editing. If it's a little bit late tomorrow, I know you guys will forgive me, but I'm going to encourage you now to do all the YouTube things. I'm going to encourage you to hit a thumbs up on this video. Let me know that you guys are enjoying my content. If you're new or lurking, welcome. This is me. I'm a little bit more batty right now just because I have some life stress going on, but this is me. So if this is interesting to you, consider hitting that subscribe button and sticking around. It does help me out a lot, and I know new people are finding me all the time. And then you guys know I love our conversations down below in the comment section. I caught up on all of my comments and replying to you guys, and I basically sat out on my deck for like 2 hours one night, and I just replied to all of the comments, and I loved hearing from you guys. So I do appreciate each and every one of you for dropping me a line and letting me know how you're doing, because like I said, I really needed just 2 hours of sitting out there and feeling connected to you guys. So I do appreciate that so, so much. But that's all I got for you. Drop me a line, hit that thumbs up, subscribe if you're not, stick around. We're here to pan some stuff. But I'm going to go do what I need to do. I'll catch you guys in my next video, which is going to be my update for my Project 10 uses and my No Pan Left Behind. I'm still thinking about doing a chit-chatty get ready with me that I would post on the 1st if you guys want to see that. If you do want to see that, drop down below what palette or what kind of like eye look you might want to see in a chatty video that would go up on the 1st. But, all right. I think I'm going to go. Well, I do appreciate each and every one of you guys for being here, for watching, commenting, doing all the things, hanging out with me. I do appreciate each and every one of you guys so, so much. But I'm going to wish you guys all a beautiful day, and I'm going to catch you in my next one.